Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the daily current affairs of 24th May. The important topics of today's news is microplastics, PLI scheme, and the National Commission on Backward Classes. Here, microplastics comes under GS3 paper, and PL scheme and National Commission on Backward Class comes under GS2 paper. So now we are going to have a detailed analysis of these three topics. Today our first topic is microplastics. Now under this, what is about the microplastics and how it affects on our environment, and also with that we have to know about the polymers. These are the things we are going to discuss under this topic. Now what is about microplastics? Microplastics are a tiny plastic particles that result from both commercial product development and the breakdown of a larger plastics. They are defined as plastics less than 5 millimeter, which is 0.2 inches in diameter. The name is used to differentiate them from macroplastics such as bottles and bags made of plastic. They are present in variety of products from cosmetics to synthetic clothing to plastic bags and bottles. Many of these products readily enter the environment as waste. They consist of carbon and hydrogen atoms, also bound together in polymer chains. Other chemicals such as phthalates, polybromide, diethylene ethers, that is PBDES, and tetrabromobisphenol, that is TBPPA, are typically also present in microplastics. These are two categories of microplastics, that is, one is primary microplastics and the other is secondary microplastics. Under the primary microplastics, they are tiny particles designed for commercial use such as cosmetics, as well as microfiber shed from clothing and other textiles such as fishing nets. In secondary microplastics, they are the particles that result from the breakdown of larger plastic items such as water bottles. This breakdown is caused by exposure to environmental factors, mainly the sun's radiation and ocean waves. Now, what are the environmental impacts have been seen under this microplastics is the problem with microplastic is that, like plastic items of any size, they do not readily break down into harmless molecules. Once in the environment, primary and secondary microplastics accumulate and persist. The microplastic in the ocean can bind with other harmful chemicals before being ingested by marine organisms. Standard water treatment facilities cannot remove all traces of microplastics. Also, the microplastics are also a source of air pollution occurring in dust and airborne fibrous particles. With this, we have to know about the polymers. Polymers are materials made of long repeating chains of molecules. These materials have unique properties depending on the type of molecules being bonded and how they are bonded. Some polymers bend and stretch like rubber and polyester. Others are hard and tough like exposites and glasses. The term polymer is often used to describe plastics, which are synthetic polymers. Natural polymers also exist. Rubber and wood, for example, are natural polymers that consist of a simple hydrocarbon and isoprene. So that's all from the topic of microplastics. Our next topic is PLI scheme. Under this, we are going to discuss what is this PLI scheme is about and their objectives, also the sectors which included in this scheme and their benefits, also their challenges. First, what is about this PLI scheme? The central government announced this scheme is to boost domestic manufacturing and cut down on import bills. The scheme aims to give companies incentives for incremental sales from products manufactured in domestic units. The scheme also aims to encourage local companies to set up or expand existing manufacturing unit along with focusing on inviting foreign companies to set up shops in India. This scheme is targeting labor intensive sector in hope to create new jobs for ballooning employable workforce of India. Now what are the objectives of this scheme? The major objective of this scheme is to the domestic manufacturing globally competitive and to create global champions in manufacturing. It is important to make India more compliant with World Trade Organization and also the commitments to make it non-discriminatory and neutral with respect to domestic sales and exports. Now the further objective of schemes are protect identified product areas, introduce non-tariff measures that make imports more expensive, acknowledge the relevance of exports in the overall growth strategy with a renewed focus on the domestic market, and to protect domestic manufacturing by offering production incentives and encouraging capital investment. Next, to attract core knowledge, competency, and cutting edge technologies and create economies of scale and ensure efficiencies, to promote job generation and employment, also to construct district level export hubs, to reduce compliance burden, also to improve ease of doing business, to cut down logistics costs, also to boost domestic manufacturing output in 5 years. Now what are the sectors comes under this PLI scheme? The program is specifically made to increase domestic manufacturing in strategic and sunrise industries, which lower the cost of import and cheaper imports, improve the cost of competitiveness of domestically produced goods, increase and domestic capacity, and to promote export. The sectors under PL scheme are: first, the mobile manufacturing and specified electronic components. Second, critical key starting materials, that is drug intermediates and active pharmaceutical ingredients. Third, manufacturing of medical device. Fourth, automobiles and auto components. Next, paramedical drugs. Next, specialty steel. Seventh, telecom and networking products. And eighth is electronic or technology products. Next is white goods. Next, food products. And finally, sorry, textile products. Next, MMF segment and technical textiles, high efficiency solar PV modules, advanced chemistry cell battery, and finally drones and drone components. These are the some of the sectors comes under productive linked incentive scheme. Here here, incentives under the scheme are: extend an incentive of 4 to 6% on incremental sales of goods manufactured in India and covered under target segments to the eligible companies for period of 5 years. Now, what are the benefits seen under this productive link scheme? The government cannot keep investing in these capital intensive industries since the returns taken longer to reflect. The PLI system is dependent on overall output. The advantages are further increased by their accessibility. Also, it aids the anchor investors who are capable of overseeing new or existing projects as well as other investments. Beneficiaries of this program receive assistance with affordable land acquisition, tax rebates, and the concessions on import and export duties, among other things. Also, this also offers the advantage of reasonable product prices. Now, what are all the challenges have been faced by this scheme? Out of the 14 eligible sectors, only 2 or 3 were likely to be meet their first year targets under this productive linked incentive scheme. There is no common set of parameters to understand the value ordered by companies that have received or likely to receive incentives under this scheme. According to the research, industries think that further incentives are required to make India more appealing than the China and Vietnam. The companies are in need of more incentives to run the scheme properly and boost the exports. Country lack in creating a centralized database to monitor progress. The Niti Aayog plans to rope in an external agency, state-owned IFCI Limited or SIBDI, to design and prepare the database. So that's all from the challenges and the productive link scheme. Our next topic is about National Commission on Backward Class. Under this, we are going to see what is the National Commission on Backward Class, their functions and powers, and the constitutional status. The National Commission for Backward Class, that is NCBC, was initially constituted by the central government under the National Commission for Backward Class Act 1993. So, the Constitution 102nd Amendment Act 2018 gave NCBC and constitutional status and inserted Article 338B in the Indian Constitution. The 338B establishes the National Commission for Backward Class and provides the authority to examine complaints and welfare measures regarding social and educational backward classes. The Union and every state government shall consult the Commission on all major policy matters affecting the socially and educationally backward classes. Under the Constitution, 102nd Amendment also repealed the National Commission for Backward Classes Act 1993. This amendment states that the President may specify the social and educational backward classes in the various states and the Union territories. He may do this in consultation with the Governor of Concentrated State. A law of Parliament will be required if the list of backward classes is to be amended. Now, what are the functions of this National Commission on Backward Classes? It is to investigate and monitor matters relating to safeguards provided for socially and educationally backward classes under this Constitution or any law or government order. Now, evaluate the working of such legal safeguards providing for socially and educational backward classes. Inquire into specific complaints with respect to the deprivation of rights and safeguards. To suggest measures to taken union or states for the effective implementation of those safeguards and other measures for the protection, welfare and socio-economic development. Now, what are the powers seen? For investigation and inquiry into matters related to safeguards provided to SCBC, the Commission is vested with the power of a civil court having an authority to summon and enforce attendance of any person, discovery and production of any documents, receive evidence on affidavits, requisition any public record on copy thereof from any court of office, issues commissions for examination for witness and documents. Now, what is the Constitution 105th Amendment? It says, Constitution 105th Amendment by amending Article 338 and 342A and 366(26)(c) allows states and union territories to prepare their own list of social and educational backward classes. Also, the Constitutional 102 Amendment inserted new 3 articles, that is 342A, 366(26)(c) and 338B in the Constitution. So the 338B constituted the National Commission for Backward Classes. 342A dealt with the central list of social and educational backward classes, and 336(26)(c) says that it is defined social and educational backward classes. So, Constitution 105th Amendment enables states and union territories to prepare their own list of social and educational backward class. Under Article 338B of the Constitution, it mandates that the central and state government should consult the NCBC on all major policy matters affecting the socially and educational backward classes. So that's all from our today's topics. To read this document, you can visit our website. The website link is given in our description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel, also our Telegram channel. Thank you.